Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Ultimately, find your sex appeal and see who wants you. By sex appeal, what is it about you that's sexually appealing to women? Now, I'm gonna tell you what, it's actually easy to figure out. Very easy, except for one group. It's hard for a pure virgin. When I say pure virgin, I'm talking about some guy who's never had sex, that's definite, but never even kissed a girl. When I say kiss, like, you know, tongue kiss, you know, lips on lips, not a peck either. Like a serious kiss. Like a serious kiss. You know, now it's harder for them. And even then, the guy still gotta like go along and see what works for them. But if you're a man who at the minimum has seriously made out with a woman, that can lead to sex. Because I've said before, it's actually more intimate for a woman to kiss you, give you a serious deep tongue kiss than it is for her to suck your dick. Let me say that again. It's actually easier for her. So you can at least use that. Which women have like kissed you to that point, because that can lead to sex. So at least that, if you've done at least that, okay, you got something. All right, because okay, say that's all you've done, you're a virgin, but you can say, okay, I made out with a woman. What were the circumstances? What were you wearing at the time? What was your body build? What was the conversation? You know, what was your haircut? You look at that, because there was something about all that that drew her. What was it about the woman? You know, look at all of that. Now, it takes a while to figure out, well, you know, she was just a loose woman anyway. She kissed anybody. Okay. At the time, maybe that's it. But you say, even then, some of those women, there's still some men they'll say no to. So what was it about you? You know? And then as long as it's not just paying money out your pocket for them, repeat it. That's it. Now, it's even easier if you've had sex with more than one woman. Even if you got a relatively low count, if you've had sex with maybe 5 women, you should be able to figure it out. You should be able to figure out what it is, because all you have to do is sit down, get a notepad out, write down everything about the woman, everything that led up to the sex, all of that. Everything. And really, if you've had sex with 5, the average man will only have sex with 5 women in his life. If you're in your 20s or even 30s, that's all you had, you still got plenty of time. Trust me, older women will be, trust me. Older women be horny. Look, just figure it out. Just say, okay, what was my body build? Now, I'm always talking about body game. What was your body build? What kind of clothes were you wearing? What kind of cologne were you wearing? What were y'all talking about? Shoot, what was the tone of your voice? Figure it out. Look for, like, I'm gonna use the number 5. Even if it's 2. But whatever, it's a little bit more difficult with 1, but it's actually better if it's at least 2. Now, if it's 5 or even more, figure it out. The more it is, the better, because write down every woman. Have a piece of paper, write down all of their traits, write down the circumstances. You know, what did you do? What did you have in common? Were you wearing the same type of cologne every single time you got with a woman? Or was it at certain locations? And then, you know, what everything you were doing. But then also, when you look at the women, look at everything about them. Were they a certain race? Were they a certain body build? Did they have a certain political philosophy? Think about everything. What was their religion? Everything you can possibly think about. And then this gets into finding your tribe. This actually gets into finding your tribe too. Because it's like, oh, they always had this in common. This type of woman. Because what it's saying is, if you getting a certain type of woman, then that's saying what you broadcasting out to them, what the women are seeing in you. And that's the common thing. That's the common thing. And then once you see that, then you understand not only your tribe, but which women that you could be more successful with. Instead of trying to talk to 100 women and just seeing how you luck up, you can be more like a sniper. Because say you developed a certain archetype of women who are responsive to you, and you'll encounter 10 of those women. You could probably get 8 of them if you figure out what it is. Because when you're looking at everything, you're looking at what is it that I said? How was I behaving? Like I know with myself, I always know what manner it takes for me to get the attention of women. Like I already know some things don't work. I'm not big on like approach or going hard like that because it never really worked for me. The thing that worked for me was being friendly but kind of chilling. You know? Kind of like, you know, and that's if I see somebody right away, not like, but more like, you know, get to talk with them and everything, you know? But that's me. That might not be you. Another guy, like you might have been with 5 women, but you had to cold approach all 5. That's what you use. And then when we talking about sex appeal, okay, it takes even though dudes be throwing the term 304 and all that out here, women don't be stroking every single guy they encounter. So you gotta figure out, okay, what is it about you that got her to take off her panties? Seriously, I've known some women. I would joke with them that they couldn't say no to a man, but yeah, they still manage. So it's like, okay, what was it? What was it about you that they found interesting? What is about you that, you know, they got wet? Then you already know. So you know yourself, and then you know the type of women who are receptive to what you got to put out. You can take one look at them, and then you already know. Then it's like you increase your odds, but then it's also, you also know which type of women are generally not receptive to you. Because that's another level, that's a whole other video. Figure out what did the women who are not receptive to you, what were they doing? Then all of a sudden you just like, okay, all right. Because I mean, seriously, you got to figure out every little thing. Don't leave any stone unturned, because when a woman's looking at a man or turned on, they be looking at small things. You know, you might find out all 5 of them complimented how you cut your nails. Seriously. It's like, oh, okay. You know, all 5 of them might like your shoe game. You know, look for every commonality. Now, they ain't going to be 100% in common all the way across, but if all you have to do is pay attention to what they do have and then go from there. That's the important thing. That's the important thing. You know, and you know, of course, people always see some of my videos and don't go through my archives. They're like, well, how do I develop this by sex appeal? Go through my archives. Go through my archives. And see, I'm gonna tell you what. The thing out here is you want to make things as easy as possible for you. You want to increase your chances of getting the type of women that you want, who will be receptive to you. That means you have to study. You have to study. You have to say, okay, she was receptive, she was receptive, she was receptive. She wasn't receptive. Okay, this type of woman is generally receptive to me. This type of woman isn't. Okay, this is what they like about me. This is what I get compliments on. You know, this is why the woman was on her knees for me. You just figure it out. You know yourself. To paraphrase Sun Tzu, if you know yourself and you know women, you need not fear the results of 100 seductions. So you got to know yourself. You got to know who's receptive. Because the reality is, if a man really figures that out, any man can really get a woman. All he has to do is figure out who's generally receptive to him. And just to be clear, every single woman is not going to be receptive. And that's okay. That's okay. Focus your energy on the ones who are. Develop your sex appeal, because apparently it worked to get what you did get. Now, like I said, if you're a virgin, never kissed, never had sex, okay, that's going to be a little tougher. Best you can do there is really just work on developing your sex appeal. Hit the fucking gym. Hit the fucking gym. Trust me. That's a start. All right. So anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and well, I don't know about, well, yeah, for today, you know, I don't do extra. Well, I might, I don't know. Anyway, depends on how I'm feeling. Anyway, I'll get back with y'all regardless, either later today or tomorrow. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all. Peace.